Huh. There's how I'm getting cell service right there. There's a cell tower blinking. Well, I'm not disappointed that that's the case. Tell you what, I am just in awe of the beauty of this place. It is windy, and I understand why they named it that, Windy Point. So I'm curious about how it's going to be in that rooftop tent tonight. But gosh, just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's beautiful here. Look at all these little flowers that you only see at this elevation, I bet, in the desert. I bet they cannot survive at the lower elevations. Then I wonder what lives in there. It's probably going to come out shortly, so I better watch out. You know, there's some good camping gear, and there's some good camping gear, and I feel like this Travel Bri is some excellent camping gear. I've taken it with me on trips 3 times now. I mean, I'm talking about, I put it in my luggage and take it on an airplane so that I can use it at my destination. So these things are so great. It's the best way to cook steaks and snags or hot dogs or sausages. You can't beat it. Can't beat it. Chicken, fish, any of those things would be perfect with this thing. So it was a windy night. In fact, rooftop tent at Windy Point, be prepared for a lot of noise. We're making some coffee this morning, and this is the setup that Jake has in the vehicle. Again, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough at some point. And this little jobby is something I got at is it Go Camping down in Perth? I'm sorry, I will make sure I mention you correctly in the comments if that's not right. I don't have my stuff with me. Anyway, you put one of these little Nespresso pods in it, and you pump it through. All you need is hot water. You pump it through the little espresso thing, and you got hot coffee. And I'll probably do 4 of these this morning. But anyway, I'm gonna see how it turns out. There is the tiniest finch I have ever seen. There you go. Actually, gosh, it had the look of a hummingbird, but it's not humming. It's just some sort of little finch. I hope I caught it on camera. All right, so I want to do a little walkthrough of Jake's Tacoma, just to show you how it's set up, and let you know if you're in the Nevada, Northern Arizona, Utah area, this is a great rig. All right, so this site had a picnic table. Somebody left some pottery and a bone on the picnic table from a previous camper. I don't know who did that. This looks like some sort of marrow bone. I'm going to leave it there for the next person to see. I don't think you're supposed to remove any artifacts, especially pottery, from any place in Arizona. You're supposed to leave it if you find it. Fire ring, I used that last night. Let me tell you something. That wind, there was no fire ban. I checked with somebody else that was camping here because it was unclear to me. The sign was messed up on the entryway in there. You might have seen that earlier. There was no fire ban, but it was so windy last night. I have never been more afraid of a campfire. This thing was roaring. I used about 8 pieces of firewood, and it was all consumed in about an hour and a half. Gone. And then the coals were still in there, the embers. I need to clean some of that out. I dropped some things this morning. The coals were still in there, and I ended up using about 3 gallons of water just to douse it last night, because I was so afraid that just one little ember could somehow come out of there and, you know, do some damage to this beautiful area. I didn't want that to be caused by me. Check out the views. Just can't get enough of these Arizona views. All right, let me get my safety mechanisms out of the way. Put them over here where I got them. They were just on the side. Makes me wonder if somebody else didn't do that on another trip. All right, and I locked everything up. Let's make sure I lock this side. Yep, locked it. Locked the back up. And again, that's what I had to do to get level. I could have gotten closer to that tree there, but I didn't want to scratch Jake's truck in the least. See, there you go. what I had to do to get level. Drones can't come close to what creation has designed with, look at that. This is the ability to hover in place. Wonder how many beats a second that bee makes, his wings make. Gone. Also, you need a headlamp if you walk around here at night. You don't want to engage with one of these things. They would go through any kind of shoe, I'm pretty sure. I wonder if that could puncture tires. I kind of feel like it could. Maybe that's why some good Samaritan put this rock here so people wouldn't hit that thing. Anyway. Adios, Windy Point. So I'm hopeful that since it's early in the morning, oh goodness, I forgot about those ruts. Since it's early in the morning, there's a possibility we might see some wildlife out on the trail back down. So we will see. So, could you come up here in a two-wheel drive vehicle? Yeah, I think you could. Maybe not a car. There are a few places where it was rutted. Gosh, this is tight. Look at this, guys. Look at that. Anyway, let me get this back right. There were a few places where it was rutted and there were some big rocks. So at least a higher clearance vehicle. Jake's Tacoma has a 3-inch lift, which is plenty, but even a stock 4-wheel drive vehicle would have plenty of height. Even like a Subaru Outback or something that has a little bit of a higher clearance than a regular car, I think you'd be okay. But two-wheel drive, could you do it? Yes. Should you do it? Well, that's up to you, but I'll tell you that I wouldn't. I mean, this stuff right here, if enough of that loose gravel is on the trail, and it's obvious to me that it's getting pushed to the side periodically. So if enough of that loose gravel was on the trail and you're trying to go uphill in a two-wheel drive vehicle, you could have trouble. You could have trouble getting it done. Four-wheel drive is going to give you a little bit more traction, obviously double the traction. And then if you have a locking rear diff, all that, you're even in better shape. But my suggestion, or my take is, I would not do this trail. Here's some of the humps I'm having to go through in a two-wheel drive vehicle, and definitely wouldn't even come near this place with a low clearance vehicle. So coming up to another cattle cattle guard, whatever you want to call it. And there's a fence that runs along that ridge. You can see some of the posts there, they're painted orange. But it runs all the way along that ridge. It must be to keep the cows over there, right? On that side of the fence. But I wonder how often somebody has to come out here and walk that fence line to check it. That kind of stuff. That'd be kind of a fun job. Now, what kind of snake it is, I don't know yet. But that's what is it a rattlesnake? Is it a rattlesnake or something? It looks like a rattlesnake. Whoa! He is already ready. Look at that guy. Oh, wow. Listen, I am 20 plus feet from him and it's still making me nervous. There we go. That's right. That's the scariest noise in the animal kingdom. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna let you go. So it's amazing to me how far away the rattlesnake knew I was there. So I was fully 20 plus feet away from it and it could sense my presence just from the vibrations of me walking or the sounds I was making, maybe even the scent on the air. I don't know, but it's impressive. Maybe we'll see another one before we get out of here. Or a different kind. I think there is. Let's see what that one is. Or is it a cow patty? It's a cow patty. Dadgummit. Now I've gotten excited and I'm just going to see snakes everywhere. Ah, these birds were bothering this thing. Now that looks like a gopher snake. There seriously were some birds harassing this thing when we came up. Bye, buddy. Be safe. Snake number 2. First one was a rattlesnake. I think it was a diamondback. I'll look at it more closely on the video later. And the second one I think was a gopher snake, which they have out west a lot. Pacific gopher snake, I think is what they call it. Maybe western gopher snake. I don't know. It's in the rat snake family. Anyways, when I came up on it, there were some birds in the shadow of a tree and they were just hanging out there. And I'm like, what's going on? And when I got close enough, the birds took off and the snake was there. They were harassing the snake. I mean, they were just like crows or mockingbirds or, you know, something in that. Probably don't have mockingbirds here. Some sort of little bird. I mean, it wasn't like a big, you know, a raptor or something that was after it. They were just harassing the snake. Anyway, so I pulled up, birds took off, the snake got off the road. Let's see what else we can see. And this is exactly why you get up early and leave camp. Don't wait till noon. I mean, obviously, sometimes you just want to relax. But it's only 8:40 and I'm already coming down from my campsite and I'm able to see wildlife. You don't want to go too early because you'll miss them. You want to go when the morning sun is out and you'll see wildlife, especially you'll see reptiles. So it's working out like I anticipated. So if you want to see some wildlife on your camping trip, that is a good way to make sure you do. Fresh milk, anyone? And looks like, does she have 2 calves? Can they have 2 at once? Hold on, I'm not gonna bother you guys. I'm not bothering you. I'm just going by. It's gonna waste your energy. so long, Windy Point. So from here, you can go 20 miles to the left and get to Kingman, or 82 miles to the right and you get to Las Vegas. So basically 92 miles, 93 miles, something like that, you can get to Windy Point from Las Vegas. The Windy Point campground. And it did not disappoint. Wild donkeys nosing through the trash. Well, other than the trash, that's the kind of fire ring I need in my home. I mean, this is otherworldly beautiful. I mean, I wonder what the deal is with that. Did they blast that to get rock to build Hoover Dam? I mean, it's interesting the way that that thing, all that rock is just breaking off. Alright, so I just stopped to, I don't know, just sit still for a while on my way back to Henderson, Nevada. I'm here in Kingman Wash, and I already went down to the beach here at Lake Mead. Pretty cool. I wonder how many people in Vegas actually take advantage of the beautiful nature they have around them. Even though it's a desolate beauty, right? It's still beautiful. I don't know what it is with the helicopters. About 18 of them have gone by since I've been sitting here. Well, another trip to Arizona in the books. This one was a bit different for me. I got to attend Overland Expo West. I got to travel in the northwestern part of the state. I camped in Bureau of Land Management land, an area where something I've never done before. I used a vehicle on Outdoorsy to overland because it just wasn't practical to bring the Rum Runner from Florida all the way to Arizona, Nevada.
I stayed at a place that was completely deserving of its name, Windy Point, and loved every second of it. You know, landscape that you just can't see in Florida. We don't have. And now I'm on the way back to Henderson, Nevada for a work meeting, which is the reason I really came. Just able to come out a couple of days early to do these other things. But I will tell you, if you haven't been out west, if you're from the East Coast, if you're from anywhere east of the Rockies and you haven't been out to Arizona or Nevada, California, or any of the other western states, you have to make time. You have to get out there. The beauty is different from what you're used to, and it's worth seeing with your own eyes. So this is it for me. Another trip to Arizona. I'm going to get back there soon, I'm sure. Thanks a lot.